Welcome everybody. We have a fun one for you today. I think it's a company that is changing the way that we do business. And I think if you haven't heard of them, you should definitely check them out. If you have, you know how great they are. And they've saved our lives a few times as real estate agents. For my team and myself, we've got the founders here, Josh and Matt, father and son duo. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Let's
Excited
go.
to be here.
I mean, it's Showami and the colors are orange, which are great. How'd you come up with the name really quick, just so I know?
Yeah. So when I was first came up with the idea, I wanted it to be able to communicate it, but we also needed it to be, you could own the domain and there were no trademark infringements. So in French, ami means friend. So it was showing friend, and we kind of combined the two together and came up with Showami.
Oh. And how do you pronounce it then?
Showami.
Showami. It's not
Yeah.
Showami.
If you're in Miami, they say Showami because it's
Showami.
you know.
That's what I call it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And I'm not in Miami, but I like this. All right. We're going to talk about advanced showing strategies. I went through some of the slides. I love what I'm seeing. So everyone that's in here, ask questions. I'm going to ask questions. We've got a slide deck. Here's what it looks like. Matt, where do you want to start with this?
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, thank you for having us on. We wanted to bring something of value to the community, right? I mean, it's one thing to come on and just tell you what we do, but I think, based on my experience and the number of showings that I've done and all of that, we want to help people create an experience when they're out showing homes, and offer some tips, some things that if they do these things, if they incorporate everything we're going to talk about today, I guarantee you they will make another $50,000 a year.
Wow.
And so, because everybody shows homes, right? Yep. Very few people do it at a high level. And if you could do it at a high level and add some things to what you're doing to generate more revenue, like why wouldn't you do that? You're out there anyway. So we're going to give you some tips, some ideas, some things people, some of them people are going to go, oh yeah, I already do that. Some other things they're going to be like, I'd never thought of that. That's brilliant. So, and this isn't all original stuff. I got this from, the showing agents, my, over 25 plus years of showing homes. So yeah, it's going to be good.
Well, I mean, you guys also have 170,000 agents or more using more. Geez, like getting close to 200,000 on. I'm gonna get with Showami, guys. With Showami,
yes, that's great.
That's crazy. So you guys get to see everything.
Yeah,
Yep.
all the ideas come through us.
Constant feedback on what works, what doesn't work. And what's really cool is we even have agents that test some of these out for us and give us the feedback. So I'm really excited to even share some of those stats and numbers on our specific slides that we go through today.
All right. Research. Where do we start with this?
Yeah. And when we're going to start, I mean, and this is like, again, the most basic thing that client has hired you to be the expert, right? What's our value proposition? I'm going there and I know everything about the home. I know everything about the neighborhood in the surrounding area. So, if and goes without saying, before you ever get in the car to start driving there, like do your research. Everything from, how many days on the market, what's the price per square footage? Once you're getting into the neighborhoods, is there a HOA fee? What are the amenities? What are the rules and regulations? What's included? Those are the things when you show up, if you're prepared, those clients, they know it. They've done their research. They're going to try to, they're going to find out really quick whether you've done your research or not.
Well, especially now, I mean, they're uploading the information directly into ChatGPT, or they're using now Atlas, the ChatGPT browser, and they're saying, "Hey,
Yep.
tell me about this property that I'm looking at right here on Redfin or Zillow." And so
Yep.
I agree with you with the research. Here's also what I would add to that. I think the key to all of this information is being able to interpret it for them, because what does it mean? They'll be able to get all the information, but as we're doing this research, let's interpret it. Hey, why is this important, right? And that's why I
Yeah.
think what you're saying right here is so important.
Yeah, of course. There's never been a time where they haven't had that much information as what they do right now, right?
Yeah.
With ChatGPT, with everything, they can get the statistics. You're right. We're the ones who are going to be interpreting it, right? What's going on in the market? But one of the big things that I'm heavy on is showing up way early, and we're going to give you some reasons to show up early, right? The last thing you want to do is show up for that thing like it's supposed to be at 3:00. You're showing up at 3:00 and they're already in the driveway. You're already behind. So, we're going to talk about being there, more than just 10 minutes. And there's a reason. Well, I'm going to tell you, be there 20 minutes early. If you could be there 20 minutes early and put into some of the things we're going to show you in the next slides, guaranteed you're going to make another $50,000. So the first one is let everybody know that you're out showing homes today, right? That's where the social posts go. And Josh, he's like a master at this. Like, he knows social media like crazy. So
Yeah. So, and that's why we said go live. First, do the live. So go on Instagram or Facebook, whichever platform you prefer, do a quick live video saying, and here's exactly what we're looking for. We're going to say, hey, I'm in XYZ neighborhood. The average home price in this area is this. Then we're going to dive a little bit into the sort of emotional standpoint. So we're going to dive into the schools nearby and the restaurants nearby are. And then we're going to dive into stats, saying the HOA, the average home price, and dive into those sort of elements, all on a quick live video. Reason why is not only do we want to look like the experts when we are going live, we want to look busy. Number one, right? Whether you're showing this home for yourself or for somebody else, you're in a neighborhood, you've got this opportunity, you're already there. Go ahead and do the live video. You want to seem like the expert, but later we're going to edit that. So we're going to take all of that, go use your favorite editing source, whether it's CapCut, Canva, or if you outsource your editing, have somebody else do it. And then what you're going to do is take that polished version and you're going to reuse it. So you're going to take all of that from Facebook or your Instagram. You can download it afterward, have it edited, and then blast it into other channels. That's going to then make you that market expert. So when people are looking up a specific neighborhood that you want to live in, YouTube videos appear. Your TikTok videos, your LinkedIn, get that other market that's into that data and analytics.
You just gave me an idea. And thank you for showing me this. Now I'm thinking, so primarily we use Showami to show property, right? So we go find a great agent and then we get help that way. And I know that it happens in reverse too. There are great agents that go on there to get hired. But for me, I'm thinking about it as a team. So now you gave me an idea and saying, okay, thank you, agent, for agreeing to show the property. Could you do me a favor and also record the property, maybe get there early, stay there after, right? And then what I'll do is I'll reach out to that broker on the other end. And if it's okay with them, I'm going to go ahead and mix the property and now do a little tour. And now I have that information and I'll send it over to you, Mr. Agent, Miss Agent, so that you can use it too. You just gave me another idea. So thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
I love that. All right. So then you reuse it, put it on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram Reels, wherever, right?
Optimize it, you become the expert.
One of the things we also recommend doing is you kind of do you're trying to create some mystery around it. So like, I'll even go like, hey, it's got this amazing feature. IM me or message me and I'll let you know about it. Right. I'm not giving them every ounce of information. Right. I want to give a little hook. I want to give them a reason to reach out, to raise their hand going like, hey, I'm actually looking. I never say like, hey, ping me if you want more information. Like, no way. But I'm going to give you a hook. Like, there's something about this home, and I'm not, but you're going to have to contact me to find it. That's more intriguing than just ask me. Like there's some hidden information that only I'm going to give to a select few people. Love doing that.
That's a good one. The other piece is just so you guys know, like these live videos, this exact formula, this idea of going in front of the neighborhood, we actually do have agents that test this. And 1 out of every 10 of these posts get somebody to reach out about going and seeing a home, whether it's in that neighborhood or another one, because they see that you're busy again. So keep in mind, it may not be 1 out of 10 in your market. It may not be 1 out of 10 for you, but what we found on average is 1 out of every 10 of these videos that you're producing, that you're in this neighborhood showing homes, brings leads back to you.
That's it. And imagine, guys, hold on. Now you got me thinking more. Thank you. So we're probably going to be stuck on this slide for a little bit. So now I'm thinking you've got help with showing property, but now you have help in essence with part of your marketing, because they don't have to say a single thing. They could just go through the property silently, right? Yep. And as long as you have approval from the other end to put it up, I'm just going to do a verbal walkthrough on this. Hey, I'd like this property to check this out. This is amazing. And then now, as I'm having people through Showami show me different homes, I'm collecting all of this information, and I have a set of little videos that I can also add through YouTube now, because I have a link to my website, and now I have different showings of different properties and how they look inside. And then layer that in, dude, that starts adding a lot more juice to how people find you. Yep. Anyway, just side note, I took note of that right now.
Absolutely. No, so good. A lot of the agents will use a selfie stick with the glow light behind it. So, you want it to look as professional, not too polished, but you can do this at the beginning and at the end. It's kind of tacky to do it while you're with your clients. Like, hey, at every home,
that'd be hilarious though. Hold on, client. I'm going to shoot. Wow. I'm just ignore me, but go through. I just want to do this video.
Do you want to be in it? You want to be in my video? But
I mean, that might go viral, but
still. Make a cameo video. Yeah.
But yeah, the first and the last home, you can do your summary of what you looked at today. Again, the busier you look, and we try to teach the agents who are going out and showing the homes, like, the busier you look, it might not even be the person that's viewing it on Facebook. It could be their coworker that they just had lunch with that was just saying, hey, I'm looking at homes. Now they're reminded that you're in the business, and they're like, yeah, man, I got to talk to Tristan. I got to give them Tristan's name. He's out showing homes today. It's top of mind awareness. That's what we're trying to build.
Yeah. I like it.
Yep.
I like it. All right. Door hanger prospecting. Tell me about this.
All right. So this one is actually 100% stolen from a RE/MAX agent in Denver who would sell 3 to 4 extra homes a year by doing this one thing. So what he did is he created like a notepad, and he would have his logo at the top, name, phone number, email at the bottom with his picture, and aligned, like a line thing that basically said, I showed your neighbor's home today. My buyers may be interested in your home. If you're open to a conversation, please give me a call. And he would arrive early, and he would go to 15 to 20 homes and just stick them on the door. How did I find this? I got one on my door. That's exactly how I got this. But he would do this every single showing, his first showing and his last. Again, he's not going to do it while he's with his clients, but he's showing up earlier. And I started doing this. I started getting calls. So what have I got now? I might have a double-ended, sale, because I'm working with the buyer who's already in that neighborhood. Plus, now I've got the seller lead. I could get both sides. And if they're not interested in it, somebody just raised their hand going, well, at the right price, I might be willing to sell. So we would get listings from this. It's a brilliant strategy that I don't know hardly anybody is doing, but it's
listen, I've never heard of this. This is the first time.
Yep. So a couple of things that are important on this. you want to make it look like you were literally in your car writing the note. So I use blue ink, and he always used the blue ink. And yeah, it's a great way to, you're out there anyway. Why not take 10 minutes, hit 15 to 20 homes, and now you've got somebody gives you a call. You're going to get more business by doing this.
Okay, so if I'm the agent picking up the call to show the property on Showami, or if I'm an agent just showing property, if I'm showing one property, that's awesome. I'm already preparing because I'm doing the research, right?
Yep.
And I am already going to know what area I'm in, price point, all that good stuff. So that means why not just pick one street with 20 homes, right? And go ahead and do that after I'm done showing the property, because I'm going to go through the property, do a quick video, right? Then now I'm going to go door knock around this and drop this off. Hey, I showed your neighbor's home. It was great on 123 Banana Street. And now, dude, this is brilliant.
Well, the thing that gets it, right? The sellers get stuff all the time that go like, hey, let me help you sell your home, neighborhood expert. It's another thing to go like, I'm literally on your street showing an interested buyer today. That gives you credibility like nothing else. And they'll call you just based on like, you're active, you have a buyer. It's like, it works. It works 100%. So
yeah, because you're out there doing it.
Yep.
Makes sense, man. All right. I wrote that one down too.
Cool. Yeah, we want again. Let's do it. Let's go to the next one.
I like it. All right. Home order matters. Tell me about this process.
All right. So most of the time, most agents will just basically do a map, right? They go, what's my first home closest to the client? And what's the last home? And they just go map to map to map. And there's no particular order. Wrong.
True.
Don't do that, right? Your best bet is to show the worst home, the home you think they're going to like the least first, and then move towards the home that they're going to like the most, that checks off more of their things that they're interested in last. Because what happens if you show the nicest home first? What do you think typically will happen?
They're going to compare everything to the nicest home.
Yep.
Right.
They're going to be like,
everything. By the time you've looked at 3 or 4, you don't always remember the first one anymore. You get jumbled.
They forget. And so if you keep that last one, what they're doing is comparing everything they've seen prior to the one they like the most. They're more likely to go, oh my gosh, this is so much better than the rest of them. Let's go write the offer, right? Because it's easy. It makes sense to them. But yeah, 100%. Always end on the nicest home if you can. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. You don't want to drive from one side of town to the other side and then back just to do this. But if you can order them to where the nicest home is last, you will close more homes because they've seen everything. If they see the nicest one and they like it, the problem with them making an offer is they're like, they have nothing to compare it to. So they still want to go see the other ones, and then they start jumbling together and getting confused. Do it in this order. I guarantee you, pick you up another 1 or 2 sales that you wouldn't have, and make it, you'll get to yes much faster than you would have otherwise.
Yeah, I would probably also let the client know that there's a method to your madness, because they're going to be like, well, why aren't we going in order, right? And I was like, just, we're going to go here, and then we're going to go here, and then we're going to come back here. Just follow me.
Yep.
So there's
nothing to my madness, right? I want to go in progression of what I think you could be interested in. But yeah, so that'll get a little bit faster.
Good thinking. All right, the showing kit. First off, I have a question for everybody listening in. What do you guys carry in your trunk? Like, what is the 1-2 things that are always there besides your open house signs? And I know they're jingling in the back because every time I have an open house, I feel like I never take them out and they're just sitting there. All right. What's there? Like toilet paper? What do you have in your back? Tell
I
me.
forgot to add that one. I actually have done that, but yeah, 100%. The more again, what you're trying to create is a curated experience. When you think of Starbucks, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get this feeling, right? You're trying to do the same thing around the showing. So simple things like having a cold bottled water, having snacks,
Mm,
flashlights, uh, a tape measure. Believe me, there's so many times people want to use the tape measure.
that's true.
Umbrellas if it's raining. I'll take the booties. I'll carry them in
Oh,
my car. Anything like that. Hand sanitizer. My pre-printed buyer agreements. It's all preparation. You're going to be so much more confident than if you didn't. And plus, you've got your MLS sheets. I'll talk a little bit about that. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else, Tristan, when you think about, that you usually take on showings that I didn't list here?
I had a mention down here. Robin says, and I think it's a good one, crayons and a coloring book. I like that because sometimes we stay in the home showing it for a while because they
Yep.
love it. And then the kids are just sitting there doing nothing. So I think that's a good one too.
100%. 100%. I'd also keep dog treats in like little wrapped candy
Oh,
so that if they've got a pet, if they've got a child, like what do I want to do? I'm building relationship with the whole family. That dog that, obviously that's important to them. It just takes it to the next level. Like, hey, I thought about you. I've thought about this whole process and I want it to be excellent for you from the beginning to the finish. And I'm prepared. You're gonna stand above anybody else that's ever shown them homes, and they will remember you because it was an experience.
I like that. And why not have a little water bowl too for the dog too? I mean, on top
Yeah.
of that, right? That's cool.
Yep. Yep. And then if you're in the north, like in wintertime, what do you deal with sometimes, right? Like when I was in Colorado, more than one, I would keep a plastic shovel and I would keep
A shovel
thing to
true.
take the snow off my car.
Yeah.
you know, and I would have to I'd shovel the sidewalk to get up there so that they're not getting snow all over. Again, I'm showing up early. I'm curating the experience. It's just it's that little difference that makes you stand out above anybody else.
That's so true. Sharon says I give a personalized clipboard with pen and MLS sheet attached to buyer. I like that.
That is like she must be reading my script because that's exactly what you need to do.
That's right.
100%. You want them to take notes. You're like, I'm giving this to you so that you can remember. By the time we get to the third, fourth home, you're going to forget what that first one was. So you write down the things you like, the things you don't like, and you make it easy for them. Of course, it's a branded pen with your name and number on it. But yeah, so yeah. And I don't, one of the other things I don't do, I don't give them all the sheets at once. I give them the sheet as we're going up to the house. I'll keep it from them because when you hand somebody 4 or 5 sheets of the different homes they're going to see, like, what are they going to do with that? They haven't seen it yet. They're looking
Yeah.
through them. They get confused. Just do the simple thing. Give them the sheet when they get at the house, and that's great. And let me ask, Tristan, do you usually meet them at the house? Do you meet them at your office and then go
No,
together? Or what do you like to do?
I would say for me, because most of our business over 22 years has been online leads.
Mhm.
So we always met them usually at the house, right? Or
Yep.
in some cases at a coffee shop, a neutral place, right? Very few times have I ever met our clients at the office. So especially now that offices in some cases are more virtual, right? From
Right.
what I've been seeing.
Office.
Yeah, office.
Right.
So usually at the property, I really love your print and share the MLS sheet. One thing that I'll add to it as you're going one by one, which I love. I didn't think about that. Hey, here's the next one, guys. I love that. At the end, I'm usually saying, okay, now that we've done all of them, because I usually just give it in a bundle, right? All right, let's grade them
Yep.
one through 10. Uh, But I like yours because at the end of the showing, I'd be like, okay, grade it right now, right? Give it
Yep.
a 1 through 10. What do you like? And then I also grade it. I add that flavor. I'm like, and then they always say, why'd you grade it an 8? Why'd you grade it a 5? I'm like, well, remember, this is just my opinion, right? But this is what I think. And that's what they're hiring you for. I was like, well, what do
100%.
you think? What do you think? So you grading it, it may not fly with all of you, but it's worked for me. That's how I do it. I love this.
Yeah.
I like it. And
100%.
I will say that having been on the other side of this process, being the one who gets the MLS sheets at each of the locations, my wife and I are the ones that sit there and actually write notes after everyone. So we get in the car and we take 2 minutes and write all of our notes down, say like, yep, this is the home. Like, this is what I like. This is what I didn't like. So that by the time we were done with the process, we had our notes for when we had all of them ready to go.
I like that. I like
So
that.
consumer side, that's what it looks like and feels like. So I would definitely recommend doing it that way.
Very, very true. Sarah says driving them allows you to hear feedback and show the neighborhood knowledge. I like that. There was in one of, I don't remember which one it was, but it was one of Seth Godin's books. He was saying that there was a neighborhood real estate agent. He would drive you up. He would drive you through the property in his red truck, right, or his red car, and he would go through and he'd point out who lived there, how this people over here, and they moved there a long time ago, the history there, and that adds a lot more flavor to it. So, what was it, Sarah? I agree with you. I think that adds to the layer of experience and knowledge and storytelling that connects people to you. Yeah, well done, Sarah.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, if I'm showing them one home, oftentimes I'll meet them just at that house. But if we're looking at multiple, we'll find a place to meet and we'll ride together. I can build rapport. Again, some of the things that go without saying, always have a clean car, clean appearance, not overly smelly. Like there's certain things that you want that when they get into your car.
Smelly? Did you say overly smelly?
Or look, like
good or bad? Very good or bad?
Let me take a gallon of like perfume and put it on me. No, don't do that. It's not going to work,
That's so funny. I mean, you're right. You're right. Because if you put on too much cologne or perfume, I start sneezing personally.
Yeah,
So
100%. I had clients who actually asked me like not to wear anything because they were very sensitive. So
it makes sense.
Anyway,
makes sense.
yeah,
makes sense. All right. Before showing, during the showing, be sure to walk behind your clients. Tell me this.
Yeah.
Give me the
So
understanding.
two things that I try to do. So first of all, from Showami standpoint, we're always trying to think safety, right? So if I could get there early before the client, and that's why the 20 minutes, right? Think about the things that you're doing. You're doing the neighborhood prospecting, you're doing your social post, and you're also trying to get into the home before they get there so you can turn the lights on, open the blinds, make it look good. I've made beds before, the drill, like make it look presentable. And so that also is that's going to help. When they get to the house, safety is really important. So we tell people, let them go in first and walk behind them, and don't get yourself in a situation where you're cornered unless you feel familiar, you're totally familiar and you're comfortable with the people. Then that's a totally different thing. But for safety, we tell them, hey, I'm not going to go into a basement, like if I feel unsafe, right? I'm going to let them go take a look at the basement because you could get trapped in that type of a situation.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, man.
So we think of safety. Yeah, a lot of that is just safety stuff. One of the other things that I always tell people when we're outside of the home, that especially in today's world, is that the odds are you're being recorded. So if you don't want the seller to know what you're saying, don't say it, because there's Alexas, there's Siris, there's everything in Ring doorbells. They're listening. You got eyes on you. You have zero privacy. So I tell them that ahead of time.
I mean, you could also wear a shirt that says you're being recorded, right? All the time, which goes at any showing.
So true. It is so true.
You're being recorded. You're being recorded. I like this. All right. So, in essence, I think you've given us some really good, basic but deep ideas on how to progress through this world. Because if I go back here, right, research, dude, I don't know that we can't do enough of this.
Right.
People will connect with us based on the knowledge that we have. They're like, oh man,
Yep.
geez, Josh just knows so much about this area. I feel so comfortable, right? It's all about that confidence that we're giving out subliminally. Here,
Yep.
like, I didn't even think about what you mentioned. I was like, dude, now I have an extra arm. Somebody showing the property, I need them to record, right? So that was well done on that one.
2 recordings for every set, right? The
Everything.
first one you go and your last one, so you can do a summary. The more you're out there, just letting people know you're in real estate, it's huge.
Yeah, and this that was in big notes on my notes, big letters. I didn't even think of this. Like it goes down. I would do it with broker opens, right? I've done it with broker opens,
Sure.
but I've never done it in showings.
Yep.
So thank you for that one. This one, I like that. The method to your madness. Just make sure to disclose that. Beautifully done. Toilet paper, definitely. That's my take on that one.
All right, so let me ask you, because this is interesting. If somebody goes, "Can I use the bathroom?" What do you tell them? What do you like? What do you tell them?
If it's occupied, I usually just say, yeah, just make sure to flush and clean it up, right? That's what I usually say, and I joke. But most of the time, the toilet paper, believe it or not, is it's for us.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
That's the challenge. Like you see those jokes where we're joking around and saying like you're at a quiet open house and you just sat down to use the toilet and then you hear a door knock. It's like, oh damn it, no, I just needed to.
Right, it's the worst possible time.
It's true story. They're all true. So,
well, I've had agents call me afterwards and they're like, hey, somebody did a number 2 in the bathroom and they didn't flush it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it was always a little kid, wasn't an adult, but
man.
I've had that happen. So I try to tell people like, hey, if you just do a number 1 and save number 2 for later, wherever you're going, like totally good.
True.
But I check afterwards. But yeah, I've had that happen. It's funny. The things I want to do, like I thought of this video series of like interesting things that happen at showings, because we've all got like crazy stories of stuff that happened. Dogs that ran down the street and you're like chasing after them and stuff like that. Crazy.
Hold on. You could use Sora, AI video to create the little short videos of scenarios, crazy scenarios like this. Well, maybe.
It's so much fun. Like it's the thing. I love showings, right? Hopefully you can see the enthusiasm, but it's so random. There's some things that happen. You're like, did that just really happen? Anyway.
That's so true. Yeah. That is so true.
You're going into people's homes, so it's crazy.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Remember, we got Matt and Josh here with Showami, as I'd like to call it, like Miami. Take a look at it. It's an amazing thing that saved our lives, like I told you a few times. And whether we got busy, we're in the busy season, or I'm out, and I want to make sure that my clients get well taken care of, they do such a great job connecting agents to other agents that need help, and reverse. Like I was talking to you, Matt, maybe like 3 weeks ago, and you mentioned how some agents have made a really good living on picking up showings consistently, which is crazy to see too, right? And I'm assuming it's those areas that are metro areas like LA, Orlando, right? Areas that have a lot of density of agents.
Yep. Well, they do a good job, and then the agents request them, right? Because you can request your agents. So pretty soon they've got a group of agents that they're doing this for, and they stay relatively busy. It's good.
I like that. Guys, thanks for doing this. Appreciate you. Can't wait to do a part 2 and 3 to this. I know you're going to be part of our virtual event, which we like to call the side hustle thing in January, but it's going to be amazing. Thanks, guys. Thanks
Thank you.
everybody for joining. Have an awesome day.